Hello, Internet amazing friends. My name is Rich, aka Darth Geekula, and I want to do a quick video on the final 3 figures in the Marvel Legends Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. I did videos on all the other ones. I mainly got these, actually I 100% got these last 3 figures so I could complete Sandman. However, let's quickly take a look at these 3 figures and then a closer look at Sandman. Okay, so this wave had some figures I really wanted, like Green Goblin and Black Suit Spider-Man, and then a figure I really wanted in Shocker, and then everybody else. But that's okay, they're still good figures, and I know people that enjoy collecting the Spider-Verse figures, which are all the alternate universe versions of Spider-Man, probably dug this wave. So first off, we have SpiderMan UK. Basically, I think he only appeared in the UK Marvel comics. It's not Peter Parker. I think it's Captain Britain wearing this, or the character Captain Britain, whatever his alter ego is. I'm not really sure. I don't really care. I don't know what I'm going to do with this figure. If you are a fan of this figure, I think they did right by him. No accessories though, so that's a little disappointing. I do really like this head sculpt because it's a really good looking 70s kind of Spider-Man. So I might use that for a custom. I've been thinking about trying to make a 1960s cartoon Spider-Man, and I think that head would do well. So again, it's not a character that I'm that into, but I think it looks good. And I'm always a fan of anything that incorporates the Union Jack. And then we also have Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man 2099 has perhaps one of the coolest costumes ever. Unfortunately, that's not what he's wearing right now. This is his new costume. I have no idea what would possess Marvel to change one of the coolest costumes they've ever designed. But they did. If this was his original costume, I would probably display this figure and put him on my Spider-Man shelf. Not that Spider-Man 2099 is exactly iconic, but it's a fairly popular character. It looks good. This is a new costume. I don't like it. It's too busy, but they already made him in his original costume. So, again, I needed to finish Sandman. And finally, we have the Jackal, or that, yes. Now, he is a classic Spider-Man villain, so he will go on my Spider-Man shelf. I don't really consider him iconic, but he was one of the earliest Spider-Man villains, and it's a great-looking figure. I love that head sculpt. A lot of people have wondered if this is a whole new base body, or a lot of new parts on this base body, what other figures they could make from it. Possibly a classic Beast, although he might be a little too small. I'm sure Hasbro will find reason to redo this body. So I am kind of glad to get this figure because he is a not iconic Spider-Man villain, but he's fairly classic. So I can justify the expense. The other ones I cannot. But that's never stopped me from buying toys before. However, finally, the reason I went and slowly started picking up these figures was for this guy. This is the Build-A-Figure Sandman. Now, I had to have a Sandman in my Spider-Man display. That goes without saying. He's one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains. There was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set that had a version of this figure in it. He had regular arms, and he was all in a sand color, and I did think, well, maybe I'll just try to buy that, because that's going to be cheaper than buying an entire wave of figures just to build this one. That's before I saw what he looked like, and this is so far superior to the version that we saw in the San Diego Comic-Con box set. That one didn't have these attachments or accessories. That head sculpt is amazing. Looks like he just took a bullet to the head, but luckily he's made of sand, so he's all right. You got 2 options for the head. You have this more regular head, which is also very cool. But this is probably going to be the head that I display him with, because that's so cool. These are his arms. He came with 2, I don't want to say regular hands, but he came, or the arms came with that fist and this opened hand. These were alternate attachments. I think these came with the Black Suit Spider-Man, this sort of spiked ball hand, and also this hammer hand. So you have the option of changing out his hands and changing out his head. Some people kind of wish there were regular arms that he came with. I understand that. For me personally, I don't need them. I love the sandy arms. I love that you can put some different hands in, and I love that head sculpt. So that is a fantastic, fantastic looking Sandman. Really happy to have this classic villain on my Spider-Man shelf. So there you go, guys. I figured I'd be all Kylo Ren and finish what my grandfather started, but what I started, and finished looking at all the figures in this Marvel Legends wave. It's a good wave for me personally that really just wants to get more iconic figures. It wasn't as fun for me, but it really was worth it to build this Sandman. So there you go, guys. If you're a fan of Spider-Verse, it's a great wave. For me, that just wants classic figures, I still feel satisfied with this Sandman. So there you go. That's it. That's all. I hope you are continuing to enjoy your new year. And until next time, see ya.